Hello, my name is Jenny Malm, and you are watching Jenny's Biblical Messages. Today I want to tell you about a God story that happened before I even had my relationship with the Lord the way I do today. I had just started going to a Christian church 5 maybe months before this, and I was getting ready to go on a mission trip. And so I was saving up money to go on this mission trip to Honduras. And I was also working at our family grocery store. And one of the ladies at the grocery store was upset when she came to work this particular day. It was her son's birthday coming up, and she had already had a conversation with him about, do you want a party or do you want this particular present? Because I can't afford both. So I'm coming to you and I'm asking you, you can choose whichever you want. And he wanted the present. So she said, okay. So she got him the present. And he was like 12 or 13, I think, at the time. So he was still pretty young. And so she had gotten him this present. And it was like a couple of days before his actual birthday. And she came into work and she was so upset because she had gotten him the present, but now he had decided he also wanted a party. And he just wanted one or two friends to go bowling. And she just came in and she was weeping and crying because she could not afford to take her son and a couple of friends bowling. And I'm listening to the story and, feeling bad for her and, oh, I'm so sorry. And I feel God tell me, you have a $50 bill in your purse. Well, I did have a $50 bill in my purse, but I didn't have anything else. I didn't have any more or very little in my checking account. It was not payday. I don't even remember how far it was from payday. But I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening, So all day long, I felt the Lord nudge me and say, or remind me about this $50 bill in my purse. And as the day goes on, I find myself arguing with God. Have you ever argued with God? Yeah, it doesn't work. We think it works in the moment, but it doesn't work. And so I finally, at the end of the day, I give in and I put this $50 bill. She had already gone home, but she was coming in early the next morning. And so I put this $50 bill in an envelope and with her name on it. I didn't sign anything. I just put a little note that said, this is for your son's birthday. I wanted it to be anonymous. And I did that at the very end of the day. I then left and went to the parking lot to go to my car, and I got an email message, and I looked at it quick before I got into my car, and I got this notice that said that my mission trip had been paid for in full. This was within minutes of finally obeying God and giving her this $50 that I thought I couldn't live without. The mission trip was somewhere around $800 that I needed to pay for, and it was completely paid for in full because I obeyed God. And that is not the first nor the last time something like that has happened to me. I had a couple of other incidents beforehand, which maybe I'll talk about someday. But that definitely was not the first time that happened. But it definitely was very significant because it was probably the first time that I really started understanding. Did I do it? Did I always obey God? No, I didn't. Not at that point. But if we go to James 1:22 and 23, he says, do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in the mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. That's a lot to unpack right there. And the first thing it makes me think of is going to church. As Christians, we go to church on Sunday, but then on Monday, we forget what was said. Maybe even 2 hours after Sunday, we forget what was said because we don't put that word inside of us. We don't listen to him when he speaks to us, and he speaks to us in many ways, whether we get this nudge or this hearing that we need to do something, or whether it is opening up our Bible and reading it, because he will tell us the answers when we open up this Bible. It's a live book. It comes alive. The reason it comes alive is because every time you open it up, you see something that you never realized before. I have read James many times, and I love James. I love the book of James. It has a lot of wisdom in it. It has a lot of goodness in it. But I never remember the part about it's like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. I do not. I read that yesterday and I was like, I know I have read this 100 times. My Bible is highlighted before that verse and after that verse. So that verse did not highlight itself to me. It did not come alive to me until yesterday. Don't deceive yourselves. Don't think that you're Christian just because you are going to church, but you're not walking the walk. The walk is hard. It's hard. It's a narrow road. It's not a wide road. But we have to walk it. And when we walk it, we not only get the blessing of eternity in heaven with Jesus, but we find blessings falling down from heaven on us right now. And that is what happened to me that day when I decided that I was going to finally listen to God and give away my last $50 bill. I think back at how many times I have paid something or done something and thought, this is the last. This is all I have until next Friday. What am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do if this runs out. I actually think this was highlighted to me yesterday because I got paid and I was going through my bills and going through my tithing. And I had decided that I was going to up my tithing just a bit. And I felt like very much in my spirit that I needed to do that. I get paid a salary pay, but lately I have been working a little bit of overtime to help pay for trips that I've had. Now I have these weddings coming up and stuff, so just a little bit of overtime so I can put a little bit more away. But I was paying the 10% of my tithe of my regular paycheck. I hadn't moved to the 10% of my overtime. And I really felt like God has been holding something back from me. Hasn't been giving me quite the blessing that I've been seeking. And I don't know what that blessing is. I don't think it's a monetary blessing per se, but I just felt like he wasn't quite giving me the blessing that he wanted to give me because I wasn't quite tithing the right amount. Does that make sense? Is it giving you an aha moment? So I started reading about tithing, and that's great and fine and dandy. But this James 1:22 and 23, that's kind of what hit me. Because I was listening to the word, I was reading the word, but I wasn't doing what it says. So I was forgetting what it was. I had to put it more into my spirit, even more. No matter what you think you're doing, no matter how good you think you are, maybe you need just a little bit more. You just need to put a little bit more of that word in your spirit and to read it a little bit more. Don't just go to church and be done for the week. This is a daily activity. It's for your relationship with Jesus. It's for your blessing in heaven and your blessings here on earth. So I challenge you today just to think about this. Where are you skimping just a little bit that you could be doing a little bit better for God so he can give you the blessing that is sitting there waiting for you, that you are denying yourself because you're not doing exactly what it is he wants you to do? Something to ponder on today. Have a blessed day, everybody.